Sisters, oh honey, if you've ever stared at your bank app and watched your hard-earned nest egg vanish like smoke from a sweet potato pie fresh out the oven, poof, gone in a heartbeat, then you might just grasp the gut punch that hit me on a drizzly Thursday morning in late September, right here in the heart of Atlanta's West End. I was sittin' in my sunroom, the one with the wicker chairs I've patched more times than I can count, sippin' on Folgers black as midnight and scrollin' through emails on my tablet, thinking about the church potluck coming up at Big Bethel. The rain was tapping a sad rhythm on the tin roof, mixing with the low hum of the dehumidifier fighting off that Georgia moisture that turns everything sticky, including your secrets. My phone, Lord, that Samsung I've cursed at more than praised, dinged with a low balance alert from Chase. I figured it was just the usual, light bill creeping up or that surprise dental crown from last month. But when I tapped in, sisters, Jesus take the wheel 'cause the dashboard read zero, zilch, empty as a politician's promise. $80,000 gone, vanished from the savings account I'd built brick by sweaty brick over 30 years of nursing shifts and side hustles. And the name on the transfer? My own flesh and blood, my son Darius, 28, with that easy grin and those quick hands that used to fix my leaky faucet without a word. He'd cleaned me out and bolted, to Europe of all places. Paris, his last text said, chasing dreams, he claimed. But 3 days later, that boy was crawling back, begging like a dog at the back door. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let Auntie Lorraine take you back, 'cause this knife didn't twist overnight. It had been sharpening for years. I was 40 when Darius came hollering into this world. A squalling bundle of joy and trouble wrapped in a hospital blanket at Grady Memorial. The same place I'd clocked in for my RN shifts since nursing school at Morehouse back in '02. His daddy? A musician type, all sax and swagger, who blew through town like a summer storm, left me with a positive test and a stack of vinyl records I sold for formula money. Single mama life in ATL? It was a marathon in stilettos on cracked sidewalks, honey. I worked doubles in the ER, dodging bullets, literal and figurative, while he slept in the break room on a cot. Pawned my mama's pearl earrings for his first suit at age 5. The one he wore to that kindergarten Christmas play where he stole the show as a wise man, presenting baby Jesus with a toy truck instead of gold. Mama's gold, he'd say, hugging my neck with sticky fingers. We made it through the lean years in that shotgun rental off Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard, where the MARTA trains rattled the windows at dawn and the Roaches hosted their own block parties. But we dreamed big. Thanksgivings at Auntie's in East Point, stuffing turkey and stories, me whispering to him under the quilt, boy, you gonna be somebody. College, career, the whole pie, not just crumbs. By his teens, Darius was my pride. Valedictorian at Therrell High, track star with legs like lightning, scholarship to Georgia Tech for computer science. I cried buckets at graduation, my uniform starched crisp under the gown I borrowed, clapping till my palms stung. This is for us, Mama, he said, diploma in hand, eyes shining brighter than the stage lights. I scrimped harder then, nights at the clinic, weekends teaching CNA classes at the community center, to pad that savings. 80 grand by his junior year, emergency fund, grad school buffer, maybe a down payment on a spot in Midtown. Told him once, over peach cobbler at the counter, this ain't just money, baby. It's our armor. Rainy days come calling, it holds us up. He nodded, all earnest. But I caught the flicker, that restless spark, the one that had him sneaking out for parties, chasing girls who drove Benzes their daddies bought, post-grad. He landed at Delta's tech department, coding apps that kept flights on time. Salary steady at $75K, moved into a loft in Castleberry Hill, all exposed brick and craft beer on tap, posting pics on the gram of rooftop views and hustle mode. Me. I kept grinding, finally buying this bungalow in 18, a 2-bedroom with a yard for the dog we never got, mortgage paid off last year on a prayer and overtime. Sundays were sacred, him pulling up in that Acura I co-signed, us at Pascal's for fried chicken, then church at Greater Piney Grove, harmonizing on how I got over. He'd vent 'bout work stress. The climb slow, peers flashing watches from side gigs. Mama, I need more, he'd say, eyes on the window. I'd pat his hand. More comes patient, son. Build right, it lasts, but but cracks spidered slow. Last Christmas he asked about the savings, casual, over eggnog. Just plannin', Mama. Investments. I showed him the app, trustin'. Why not? Family. Signed him on as joint last spring, after his car note ballooned from a fender bender. Only for emergencies, I stressed, printin' the addendum. He hugged me tight. You're the real MVP. Then, summer hit. Texts sparse, calls dropped. Project deadline, he'd say. I noticed the posts. Him at the Battery with business associates, champagne flutes raised, captions bout levelin' up. Worried but chalked it to young blood. Dropped by his loft unannounced in August. Place trashed, takeout boxes pilin', a stack of bills on the counter marked urgent. Darius? What's this? He waved it off. Glitch, Mama, handled. But his eyes darted, that grin strained, then, that Thursday. Alert hit at 7:42 a.m., right as I was slatherin' butter on toast, the kitchen smellin' of cinnamon from overnight oats. Tapped in. Balance, $47.32. Transfer history, $80,000 to an offshore wire, timestamp 2:17 a.m. Recipient? Some account in the Caymans, flagged but processed 'cause joint access. My knees buckled, toast slippin' to the floor, crumbs scatterin' like my thoughts. Called him immediate, straight to voicemail, his greetin', D-man in the buildin', mockin' me. Texted, son, what happened? Call Mama now. No reply. Panicked, logged into the bank online, confirmation email in his name. Funds secured for opportunity abroad. Abroad? Heart hammerin' like a jackhammer on Peachtree, I dialed Chase fraud line, voice shaken as I explained. Ma'am, joint holder authorized. No reversal, authorized. By my boy. Paced the linoleum, phone glued to palm, rain pickin' up outside like it mourned with me. Flashes. Him as a toddler, chasin' bubbles in the backyard. Prom night, me pinnin' his boutonniere with tears. How? For what? Dug through emails, found one from a mentor, crypto scheme, guaranteed 300% returns, Europe launch. Lord, no. He'd fallen for it, or worse, run it. By noon, a text pinged. Mama, needed seed money. Big break in Paris, fashion tech startup. Back in a month, double it. Love you. The Paris, Europe, my 80 grand, his ticket out. Fury boiled, mixin' with grief. Hot tears soaking my blouse, sobs rackin' till the neighbors probably heard. Called my sister in Decatur. He took it all, Faye. My baby. She came over, arms open, sweet tea poured. Breathe, Lorraine. We'll lawyer up. That night, alone with the TV flickerin' HGTV reruns I couldn't focus on, another text. Airport selfie, Eiffel Tower emoji. Live in the dream. Trust. Trust. The word burned. I blocked the card, froze the account remnants, but the hole gaped. Retirement dreams, that cruise to the Bahamas with the girls from the center. Sleepless, I prayed on my knees by the bed. Bible open to Proverbs. Train up a child. Where'd I fail? Dawn broke foggy. Me at the kitchen table with coffee cold, resolvin'. Track him. Called my nephew, IT whiz at the FAA. Darius's phone. Can you ping? He did, hesitant. Paris, Aunt Lo, hotel in the 7th. Europe. My money, his escape. But sisters, as I stared at the map on my screen, the Seine glint in digital blue, little did I know that dream would curdle fast. 3 days. That's all it took for the high to crash, for his texts to turn from boasts to begs. And when that first crack appeared, pingin' my phone while I was at the farmer's market, hagglin' over collards. Well, it cracked me open wider than before, revealin' the rot beneath the shine. The farmer's market off Auburn Avenue was buzzin' that Sunday. Air thick with the sizzle of sausage links on grills and the earthy tang of heirloom tomatoes pilin' high in bushel baskets. Folks hagglin' in that easy ATL drawl that makes even a bad deal sound like gospel. I was there trying to ground myself, basket hooked on my arm heavy with okra and corn, pretendin' normalcy could stitch the tear Darius had ripped in my world. 3 days since the theft. 3 days of numb routine, workin' my part-time shift at the clinic, forcing smiles for patients with coughs and complaints, comin' home to an empty house where the silence screamed louder than any argument. Faye had crashed on my couch the first night, rockin' me like I was the child, But by Saturday, it was just me. Scrolling his Insta, posts of croissants and cobblestones, captions dripping new chapter, each one a slap. I'd texted back once, "Come home!" "We fixed this." Radio silence. Now, under the oaks dripping Spanish moss like weary veils, I bartered for greens. The vendor's "Bless you, sister," land in hollow. My phone vibrated in my purse, ignored at first, thinking spam. But the buzz persisted, insistent as a fever. Pulled it out, screen fogged from the humidity, and there it was, Darius. Not a boast this time. A voice note timestamp 4:13 a.m., Paris time, 1:13 here. Thumb hovered, heart thudding against my ribs like a trapped bird. Hit play, Mama. Oh God, Mama, it's bad. His voice, cracked, not the smooth baritone of his voicemails, but raw, hitching on sobs that twisted my gut. Background noise, traffic horns, distant sirens, maybe rain on cobblestones. I landed thinking it was golden. Met the team at this cafe near the Louvre, all suits and laptops, talking VC funding for the app. Wired the $80 upfront for prototype costs. But Mama, it's a scam. They ghosted after the transfer, fake emails, bogus office. I'm broke, hotel kicked me out yesterday, sleeping on benches by the Seine. Passport's fine, but no cash for a flight. Credit cards maxed from the layover splurge, please. Wire something, anything, I'll pay back triple. I'm sorry, Mama, so damn sorry. The note cut off on a choke, leaving silence heavier than the storm clouds gathering overhead. I stood frozen amid the market whirl, kids chasing balloons, an old man strumming guitar for tips, my basket slipping to the gravel, okra rolling free like escaped prisoners. Broke after stealing my security? The audacity burned, but under it, that mama ache bloomed fierce. My boy, alone in a foreign city, benches for beds. Tears pricked, hot and unbidden, and I swiped 'em quick, not wanting the aunties at the honey stand to see. Dialed Faye on the walk to the car. He called. Beggin', scammed himself. Her gasp echoed my own. Wire nothing low, trap. But as I slid into the Accord, engine turning over reluctant, doubt gnawed. Trap or teachable? Texted back measured, Darius home first. Then we talk, dots danced, frantic. Can't, Mama. Stranded, $500 for ticket? Please. Attached. Blurry selfie, him huddled on a bench, eyes hollow, hoodie zipped against the chill. My resolve cracked, just a hair, wired 200 through Western Union, enough for a hostel, not flight. Used to think. Call tomorrow. Hung up, driving home through traffic thick as grief. Mind racing like the taillights stretching to the horizon. Backstory flooded as I unpacked greens. Knife chopping onions till they stung like accusations. Darius's opportunities had escalated post-grad. Crypto seminars at the Fox Theater, networking trips to Miami that drained his savings. I'd bailed him once, $5,000 for a surefire stock that tanked, leaving him sheepish over burgers at the Varsity. Lesson learned. Mama. But the itch persisted, fueled by podcasts on passive income, friends flaunting Lambos on TikTok. Last year, he pitched me on a family investment, $10K into his side app, a dating thing for professionals. I gave 8, watching it fizzle when the coder flaked. Next one's it, he'd swear, hugging me goodbye at Hartsfield. Signs I ignored. The late nights, the loans from coworkers he paid back, the way his eyes lit at quick, rich tales. Greed? Or desperation in a world where rent eats half your check and dreams cost double? Monday blurred to lawyerin', called Cousin Ray, estate attorney in Buckhead with a bow tie and a Bible on his desk. Joint access Lorraine, civil matter, but criminal if fraud intent. File for recovery, freeze assets. We drafted the cease and desist, emails flying to the Cayman account, bounced naturally. Darius called that evening, voice steadier from the hostel bunk. Mama, thanks for the 2 bills. Wired it helped, shower, food. The team's responding now, swear. Just need the flight to close the deal stateside. Lies? Maybe. But the plea tugged. Darius, this ends the taken. Home, we counsel. Church therapy, the works. He hemmed. Soon? Mama, promise. Hung up doubtin'. But sleep came easier. Dreams of him small. Tugging my apron for cookies. Tuesday brought heat. Literal. Georgia scorchin' 95, AC unit wheezin' like my patients. At the clinic, a patient vented about her boy's habit. Stole my rings, pawned for dope. Forgave once, lost twice, echoed deep. Home, Bertha dropped by, my ride or die from the center, wide as a Buick with a heart wider. Girl, block his number. Let Europe school him. We sipped mimosas on the porch, swing creakin', but my phone lit up mid-laugh, another voice note. Mama worse, hostel raided, bedbugs, fights. Stole my wallet. No ID, no cash. Embassy says waitlist for emergency passport. Beggin', $200 for flight and fees. You're my only. Attached. Photo of a dingy room, him gaunt, sane glintin' grim through barred window. Bertha snatched the phone. Boys playin' you. But I saw the fear, real as the bruises bloomin' under his eye. Wired 800, heart heavy. Last time. Home by Friday or I report. His reply. Flood of thanks. Emojis weepin'. Wednesday. Resolve hardened like cornbread coolin'. Called the bank again. Traced the wire to a shell company, Euroventures Lility, dissolved months back. Ray confirmed, Scam Central, preying on ambitious blacks with global pitches. Darius texted updates. Meeting contact tomorrow, turnaround comin'. I prepped the guest room, sheets fresh, but inner auntie whispered, prepare for war, not welcome. Evening prayer circle at church, sisters layin' hands, voices risin' in harmony. But my mind wandered to him, cold and cornered. Phone buzzed late, call, not note. Answered cautious. Mama? It's me. Voice small, airport echoing. Flight booked, your wire saved me. Landin' tomorrow, we talk? Relief washed, but edged sharp. Yes, son, all of it. But as I hung up, staring at the ceiling fan blades whirring like unanswered whys, another ping shattered the fragile peace. An email from Ray. Lorraine, traced secondary transfer. Darius pocketed $20K pre-Europe. Invested or hid? The betrayal layered deeper, a chasm yawnin'. Would his return mend or widen the rift? Little did I know, the homecoming would unleash a storm, fiercer than any Atlantic hurricane, forcing truths that bent us both near breakin'. Thursday's dawn cracked open raw, the kind of ATL sunrise that paints the skyline gold but can't touch the chill settling in your bones from a night of tossin' like a sinner seeking salvation. I'd barely slept, sheets tangled round me like the lies Darius spun. That email from Ray burnin' a hole in my nightstand drawer. 20 grand skimmed before the scam, funneled to a crypto wallet only he accessed. Pocketed. My boy, not just duped, but dealer. The guest room stood ready. Twin bed made military tight, Bible on the pillow like an olive branch. But my heart? Barricaded, doors bolted with questions sharper than switchblades. Faye called at 7, voice thick with coffee and concern. He landin' today? You sure? I stirred grits on the stove, wooden spoon clackin' rhythmic against the pot. Hartsfield noon, pickin' him up. But Faye, he held back 20. For himself. Silence stretched, then her sigh. Knew it. Confront gentle, low. Mama love first. Hung up. Pouring the grits into a bowl, steam risin' like ghosts of breakfasts past. Him wolfin' down seconds before school. Syrup drippin' chin. Drove to the airport through midday snarl. Billboards for Tyler Perry plays mockin' my drama. Radio preachin' forgiveness on walk. Parked in hourly. Terminal alive with reunions and regrets. Families huggin' fierce. Business folks tappin' watches. Gate C12, flight from Charles de Gaulle on time. Waited by the arrival screen, palms sweatin' despite the AC blast, mind rehashin' the begs. Wallet stolen, embassy lines, that swollen eye from a misunderstanding with a hostile mate. Part pity, part fury. What kind of man steals from his mama's golden years, then cries wolf across the ocean? Announcement crackled. Flight DL-147 touchin' down. Minutes dragged, then there he was, backpack slung low. Jeans rumpled, face gaunt under the fluorescence. Eyes scanning desperate till they locked on mine. Mama! Voice broke, steps quicken into a jog, arms open wide. I stood rigid, let him fold me in, smellin' of stale plain air and regret. But my hug was brief, pat on the back like dust in a shelf. Cars this way, Ride home silent at first, I-85 humming under tires, billboards for Six Flags whirling past like dizzy dreams. He stared out the window, fingers picking at a hangnail. Thank you, Mama, for the wires. Couldn't, trailed off, throat bobbing. I gripped the wheel, voice even. Couldn't what, son? Lie to my face? Or steal first? He flinched, head snapping my way. It wasn't, the 80 was for the deal. The 20 buffer, for fees, crashes. But the scam, they took it all. Pulled over at a Krispy Kreme drive-thru, engine idling, sugar scent wafting mocking. Buffer? Ray traced it, Darius. Your wallet. Before Paris. His face crumpled, color draining like sand through fingers. Mama, I panicked. Work cuts looming, rent due. Thought I'd flip it quick, surprise you. Surprise. The word landed sour. Surprise me with nothing? Or jail time? He buried face in hands, shoulders shaken. I'm sorry. Therapy, repay, whatever, just don't hate me. Home by 2, porch swing waiting like a confessor. Sat there, sweet tea sweating between us, cicadas chorusing judgment. Spilled it all, the joint access betrayal, the scam emails Ray pulled. The 20 as his safety net. He confessed piecemeal, the mentor from LinkedIn. Meetups at a midtown lounge with promises of seed rounds. The wire as commitment. Felt like Shark Tank. Mama, but sharks ate me. Laughed bitter, but tears tracked. Inner me softened. That boy still in there, the one who'd nursed me through flu with Campbell's soup. But Auntie Steele held. Actions got teeth, son. We fix, but consequences bite. He nodded, eyes down. Repay plan? Job hunt starts tomorrow. Evening brought Faye and Bertha. Potluck intervention at my table. Smothered chicken and sides piling high, but appetites low. Darius faced the fire. Aunt Faye, Miss B, I messed up royal. Stole from the best. Bertha eyed him over glasses. Boy, Europe's pretty, but home's where the learnin' is. Church tomorrow? He agreed, head bowed. Talk turned therapy. Ray's referral to a counselor in Inman Park, sessions on addiction to hustle, group for financial recovery. No more schemes, I mandated, fork stabbing greens. Real work, and restitution, every cent plus interest. He signed the agreement Ray drafted over FaceTime, hand shaken but sure. Night fell, him in the guest room, me on the couch with wine, first glass in months, praying for glue to mend the shatter. Friday dawned brighter, sun filtering through blinds like hesitant hope. Darius up early, coffee brewing, resumes printed. Mama Delta called, suspension lifted if I return Monday. Clean slate, I nodded, cautious. Slate's yours to write right. But karma don't sleep. Saturday as we shopped at Pont City Market, him pushing the cart, me picking produce, a call from Ray. Lorraine, feds sniffin', that Cayman wire? Linked to a ring targeting families. Your tip, anonymous, cracked it wide. Darius overheard, face palin'. Me, charges? Ray's voice tinny. Cooperation key. Testify, maybe leniency. Panic flickered, but he squared shoulders. I'll do it. Make it right. Week blurred to rebuild. Therapy intake, where he unpacked the void, daddy's ghost, peer pressure, the lie that quick fixes heal slow wounds. Me joinin' family sessions, admittin' my enable, bailed too easy, set the pattern. Progress slow but real, him joggin' mornings. Me at the center teachin' budgeting workshops, Sharon anonymized our story. Bertha hosted game night, laughter creepin' back like dawn. But Sunday sermon hit hard. Pastor on prodigal sons, father ran to meet, but son had to walk the road. Darius squeezed my hand in the pew. I'm walkin'. Mama, yet as October leaves turned crimson outside my window. Another shoe dropped, pingin' my email late one Tuesday, while Darius slaved over code at home. Sender, Euroventures Recovery Fund. Dear Mrs. Hayes, your investment qualifies for partial refund. Provide account details. Trap? Or twist? Heart racin', I forwarded to Ray, but Darius snatched the laptop. Mama, wait, that's the scammers. Playin' long game. His insight, sharp, sober, stunned me. How you know? Eyes met, honest. Lived it, but now? I spot 'em. Pride flickered amid the pain. But as we delved, uncovering a breadcrumb trail to his mentor, arrested in Miami, extradition pending, the real Gale brewed, Darius's name in the affidavit, subpoena incoming. Testify against him? He whispered, voice small. The question hung, storm clouds gathering. Would truth free us or chain him deeper in the mess he'd made? October's chill nipped at the edges of Atlanta's warmth that Wednesday evening. Leaves skittering across my front lawn like whispers of winter's past. As Darius and I sat at the kitchen table under the glow of the pendant light, laptops open like reluctant confessional-alls. That recovery email from the scammers had lit a fuse. Ray advising caution, feds looping in via a Charlotte field office, 'cause the ring spanned coasts. Subpoena arrived certified mail that morning. Darius, material witness in U.S. versus Harlan, the closer Jenkins, his mentor, the slick-talkin' suit with a rap sheet longer than Peachtree Street. Testify, son, Ray urged over speaker, bow tie askew on Zoom. Details on the pitch, the wire, helps bury him. Leniency on any charges against you. Darius stared at the paper, ink black as regret, fingers tracing the seal. Charges? I stole, Mama. From you. Voice cracked, eyes lifting to mine, pleading, but owned. I reached across, palm covering his. Stole, yes. But scammed? Victim too. Truth's your ticket out. He nodded slow, jaw set like the day he crossed that tech stage. For you. I'll do it. Week unspooled to prep. Meetings with the AUSA, a no-nonsense sister named Carla with cornrows tight and questions tighter. Walk me through the loft meet. Jenkins's promises. The urgency on the 80. Darius recounted steady. The lounge haze of cigar smoke. Harlan's gold chain glinting as he sketched returns on a napkin. The late-night wire from my account while I slept trustin'. Felt big, Agent, like I was finally the provider. Carla nodded, notin'. Provider don't pray. Your mama's statement seals it. Elder financial exploitation angle. Me? I detailed the alerts, the begs, the 20 skim. He took my armor, Carla, but giving it back. That's the real return. Sessions unearthed more. Jenkins's network. Seminars preying on HBCU alums. Apps funneling funds to shells. Darius's crypto wallet? Frozen but traceable. $5 grand recoverable. A crumb in the pie. Trial loomed mid-November. Federal courthouse in Midtown, a fortress of marble and metal detectors. Air crisp with fallen magnolia petals on the steps. We flew coach, him in his best button-down, me in pearls and prayer. Faye and Bertha flanked us in the gallery, hands clasped like anchors. Harlan took the stand first, 50-ish, suit hanging loose on a frame gone soft, denying all with a smirk that curdled milk. Then Darius, sworn in, voice steady as he laid bare the lure, the wire, the Paris fallout. He sold escape, ma'am, but it was a cage. Cross-exam grilled. You authorized, Mr. Hayes? Joint access? Yes, sir, my choice, my shame. Jury eyes softened. Black man owning his mess, not dodging. Carla closed fierce. Greed preys on dreams, but truth devours lies. Verdict. Guilty, 15 counts, fraud, wire, identity theft. Sentence, 12 years, restitution pool in millions, including my 80, plus the skim. Court adjourned, flashbulbs popping like fireworks gone wrong, Harlan cuffed and glowering as they led him out. Darius sagged against the rail, exhale ragged. Over, Mama? I hugged him there amid the bustle, fierce, full. Your part, yes, ours? Just startin'. Drive back to the hotel, we stopped at a Waffle House, irony thick as the hash browns, talking future over coffee refills. Delta rehired? Full-time? He nodded, entry-level but honest. And the app? Redo it right. Community tool for single mamas budgetin'. Pride swelled, warm as the grits. That's my boy. Months melted to heal. Restitution check arrived January, full 80, plus interest, a check I framed on the mantel like a scar-turned trophy. Darius moved back slow. His loft sublet, guest room now, office, shelves lined with recovery books, boundaries by cloud, rich dad flipped to wisdom, not warning. Therapy stuck, him solo, us duo, unpacking the why. His daddy's abandonment echoing in every hustle, my bailouts filling voids till they overflowed. Love sets free, son, not chains. Church deepened. Him volunteerin' youth group, sharing prodigal pitfalls anonymized, kids leanin' in wide-eyed. Bertha's game nights evolved to barbecues, grill smoke curlin' stories of stumbles and stands. Spring bloomed forgiveness. Darius datin' a teacher from the ward, quiet, kind, no flash. Me launched Armor Up ATL, workshops at the Y, teaching sisters to lock savings, spot scams, build legacies unstealable. Added him to the deed. Equal, earned, we guard together. Holidays healed whole. Easter brunch with Faye's flock, him carvin' ham with steady hand, laughter ringin' true. That stolen 80? Seed for a scholarship fund. Hayes Hope for tech-bound kids from the West End. First award last month to a girl with his old spark. Minus the shadows. Now summer simmers again. Hydrangeas riotin' blue in my yard. Darius's Acura parkin' regular for suppers. Us harmonizin' Kirk Franklin on the awe. Dreams rebuilt brick by mama laid brick. Sisters, when a son steals your savings and your sleep, it don't just empty accounts, it excavates the soul. But pains the plow, strengths the harvest. That Europe beg? Not weakness, but wake up. Calling him home to the man he was meant, me to the mama who withholds wise. Betrayal bites, but redemption roars louder. Guard your gold, but gift your grace. Your worth's in the risin', not the fall. Love fierce, forgive fierce, live unbreakable. Did you like my story? Which city you listening from? Meet in comments. Super thanks keeps these coming. Thank you. Check screen for 2 new stories. More on channel. Subscribe. With love, Auntie Lorraine.